Okay, next is Spotlight, which came out last year, and again it has Mark Ruffalo. He's playing a journalist again. I forgot to mention in Zodiac, Mark Ruffalo is a journalist. So yeah, in Spotlight, he's also a journalist. Um, and it has Michael Keaton, and it has Rachel McAdams, and it has some other people that I know, but I don't know their names. Like I recognize their faces. Um, but this movie is about this newspaper a long while ago who exposed a bunch of priests in the Chicago area for child molestation and rape, and the cover up of the church and all the churches that knew about it and like didn't do anything about it. And the thing is that I already knew all this happened. Like I know that priests rape and molest children all the time. Like I know that happens. And it's unfortunate that it happens, but it's not a surprise to me. Like I feel like that's common knowledge by now. Um, and when a priest does that, they don't go to jail. They just get moved. And a lot of um, law enforcement people, they don't arrest them because they don't want to be known as the person who put a priest behind bars, which is a really messed up mindset. I think it's like, no. But it was so well done, and it was so interesting, and it had my attention. It captivated my attention the whole time, and even though um, it's like you know that the story is not gonna change anything, it didn't change anything, but it got the word out. And at the end of the movie, they actually have names of states and I think towns and cities or whatever that have had victims come forward saying that they were molested or raped by priests. And it's a whole lot of people, even in other countries. They have the country listed at the end, and it's a lot of places that it's happened, and it's gonna continue to happen, unfortunately, because again, nobody wants to convict a priest, which I still don't get. I don't get the whole fascination with priests of a pope, or like, I don't get that. I really don't, because they're just people. Like, they're not God. They're not important. Like, I don't know why they are seen as more important than they should be, but they're not, and they're just people, and their word doesn't mean anything because they don't have the power that people seem to think that they do. Like, they don't can determine your life. They don't determine what happens to you when you die. They don't determine what happens to you at all. Like, and a priest who molests children have no right to stand up and preach to other people and tell other people what they're doing is wrong, and to try to tell them how to live their life when they're not being good people. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't make sense how many people know that this happened and they don't care. Like, it's like they are like, oh, they're a priest, and I don't know what that means. I don't know why that's important. I don't know why that's like a thing that you're like, okay, well, they molested kids, but you know what? That's cool because they are preaching God about God, and that's not a good thing. And like, there have been ministers, not just priests. I mean, that rape children. Like, there are people that are very religious, and they have done this. Like the Duggars, Josh Duggar, he raped 4 of his sisters, and like everyone's like, oh, he was 15. Like, that's an excuse. It's not an excuse. So it's just no matter his sisters anyway. Like that's he didn't. That's people excusing that. That's kind of questionable to me. But why they would be that okay with that? Maybe they have some they're hiding too. I don't know. But this movie again, like back to that movie, it was really well done. It's on Netflix Instant Watch if you're interested in watching it. I think you should. There's no the stories. There's lots of stories, and the stories are kind of hard to listen to, honestly, because they're based on real people, you know. And it's kind of hard. Actually, it's really hard, but they don't go too graphic with it. So if you're sensitive to it, or if you've been a victim of it, and it's hard for you to watch movies or anything in regards to this topic, I don't know how much of it you'll be able to handle because I've never experienced it. I don't know how traumatizing it could be to hear or to watch, but I hope maybe you'll watch it and you'll be okay. But it's a good movie, and again, a thing happened. Unfortunately, I mean, these people won awards and stuff, but they got the word out. But I didn't want to change anything, unfortunately. But what can you do? It's America for you. But yeah, that's all for this. One more review, and then I'm done.